Alright everybody, we're doing our Friday video, which I wanted to continue with the Prima water soluble pastels. So what we're going to do is I'm showing you here just briefly some of the items that we're going to be using. I have Tim Holtz Distress watercolor paper, and what I like about this paper is there's two things. One is it's a crisp white, and two, it has a textured side and a rough side. And so you can use the softer, the smooth side, and still, you know, be able to do all the effects with watercolor. Now, since we're using the Tim Holtz stamps, we don't need that black pad and the MISTI tool because it already has foam on the actual stamp. So right now, you can see I'm just laying out the order of the flowers. I was thinking I wanted to have it kind of going from the top to the bottom, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use 4 or 3. So that's one of the best parts about, you know, the MISTI tools. It allows you to kind of play with how you want things to lay, and then once you get an idea, then you can, you know, press down the top and go ahead and stamp. Now that is just a sheet of paper that came with the MISTI tool. It allows you to stamp on it and use it kind of as like a scratch paper. Now when I saw the 4, I was like, that's too uniform, so I decided to take the 4th one off and just stamp 3. And once I had them placed correctly, then I got the magnet from the back side and I put that down to keep the watercolor paper staying in place. And then I'm just inking this up with the VersaFine Black Onyx ink again. And then after I pressed down, I decided to do it one more time. I want to say the top 2 did pretty good, but the bottom one, I just wanted to stamp it again, so I just inked up everybody. And then we're just going to take these 3 off. Now, I wanted to put some stems possibly on these flowers, and I didn't, when I started the video, I didn't stamp like on my masking paper to be able to just put that down and then stamp on top of it. So I figured this was a good time to grab my Frisket. I have liquid Frisket that I got, I want to say from Simon Says stamp, and I'm just showing it there to you. And so I decided that that bottom left hand flower, I would cover it with the Frisket, and then that would allow me to stamp my stems over top of that flower, and it won't mess up what, you know, stamping I already did. Now, Frisket does have a smell, so if you're not sure how it's going to work for you, you might want to get something more like the, they have these Malto pens that a lot of people have been using lately, and they look very easy to use, and I don't think they have a smell. I haven't heard anybody in the video state that it was like overly stinky, but the Frisket, when you open it, oh, you can smell it. So right there, I just put down a layer, and all you do is you get a brush, any brush. I'm just cleaning it off as quick as I can because I just grabbed the one that I had. Now, as you can see, we had a change of plans. When I stamped the stems, it didn't look the way that I was envisioning in my mind. So I decided to grab a different stamp set, and I decided to do these butterflies. And that paper that I just showed you was a piece of paper from like a card stock or a collection that I had, and I laminated it to use as a palette. So right now we're actually using the Wink of Stella brush pen, that's the clear glitter, and I'm using it to pull up the ink from the pastel crayon. So, and that is a neat option actually, and it does clean off of your brush, so you don't have to worry about it staining it. You know, you can get it cleaned off as long as you clean it off right away. And it does give it a good sparkle on that purple. The only thing, I'm a glitter hog. I love glittery stuff. So for me, it's not glittery until we put on stickles, you know. But if you can't wait for it to dry, then the Wink of Stella, like I said before, it does give you the enough sparkle that you could probably be satisfied, but it dries quicker. So you can see right there, pulling in some of the purple into the center of the flower. And what I did was, after I put the purple in the center, I just grabbed some more of the blue to kind of blend it out. And I wanted to use colors that, I don't even know why I chose those colors, to be honest, but I wanted to do something that wouldn't be maybe your typical color choices. I love this peach color. And that's the best part about using something like this. You can put down as much as you need. If you run out, you just colored, you know, some more on your palette, and then you're able to pull it up with your aqua brush. And on this one, I wanted to do some of the blue. And I did the same exact thing, just put some in the blue, and then I grabbed what peach I had left on the palette to blend out so it didn't look like a sharp, you know, circle of blue in the center of the butterfly. And then I just take my baby wipe and clean it off. And your palette is done. And this is something that I keep on next to my, you know, work surface, because you never know when something's going to hit you and you want to do some type of, you know, watercolor with distress inks or what have you. Now right here, I'm just taking another stamp from the butterfly stamp set, and it has what looks like trails, and I've always loved the butterflies with trails, and the fact that they had a stamp with the dots and everything, I was like, this is perfect. So you can see here, I'm just laying different types. Now with this one, see, the trail didn't go all the way to the bottom, so I'm just showing you a possible option that you could do, and just continue the dots down to the edge. So you want to make it seem like, you know, it's coming up from the paper. At the end of this video, I will have pictures of the final card that I put together using this piece, because the watercolor paper comes at the A2 card size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I did wind up having to cut it down, so you'll see it in its complete form here. So thank you for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Any comments, please leave them down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys at our next video. And who knows, I don't want to give out any hints, but we may be using the Primas again. Alright, you guys, have a great weekend.